If you want to reach the highest ranks of Rocket League, you need to be able to put your team in the most successful position possible, regardless of the situation that you find yourself in. So in today's video, we'll be discussing how you can get a better read of the game, which will allow you to make calm and composed decisions, therefore putting your team in more successful positions more often. And real quick before we do get started, if any of you are interested in having one of your own replays analyzed, make sure you do check out my Discord, which will be linked down in the description, as I do offer free coaching through there. And then, okay, so first moment right here. So, when I was watching this through, that's one of the things that I noticed, like, immediately was you like to play at supersonic speed as often as possible. However, that actually isn't making you a faster player. A lot of people have this, like, thought that, oh, if I'm moving physically around the field quickly, I'm actually playing fast, when in reality, more often than not, you're either putting yourself in a horrible position, or you're just constantly throwing the ball away. So, like, right here, as we come off this kickoff, we need to just kind of consider what position everybody's in. So we've just taken this boost. So teammate, he's out of the play. He has to go somewhere else. He might be able to like swing around and take pads and then work back upfield, but honestly at this rank, let's be honest, he's probably going all the way back for the corner. As we move up the wall, we then need to look across to see where the opponents are. Because we know we had one of them on kickoff who realistically is probably grabbing the mid boost on the other side. And if we take a quick peek, he's probably over there. Yep. So one's over there, the other one's in the back corner. So there is absolutely no reason to boom this ball that way, because teammate's not going to be here, and both opponents are going to be on that side of the field. So if we recognize that, we can go, oh wait, this is fine. Let the ball bounce, drive down the wall, and then go try to make a play when it comes down, because this guy's not going to be scrambling across, because you probably will have a shooting angle from over here that you could just put a shot on net if you waited. But instead you rush it because you want to just go fast. And you do this. And now it's like, oh, okay, great. And now you've just handed a ball for free to your opponents. Alright, so now we're going to talk about small pads again. So this is one of the biggest things, I think, for you. So you're up here with 15 boost. We can already tell we're probably beat to this if this guy wants it. Like, just very unlikely that we can get there. Where we could probably get, though, is these two pads and then this boost here. It's going that way across the field with where the ball is going. Because this guy is probably just going to let it roll up the wall and chase it this way. So if we go target this boost, we could look to fake challenge on the wall here. We could put in a real challenge if they're slow to do anything with it. But instead, we kind of just bail out and hand off control of the ball to them for free. So now they have boost and ball up the wall with absolutely no pressure on them, and we're still back here with only 12 boost. And if you go for this, and like, let's say, you know, you're going over here, and you get, you know, about here, and like, oh, you're like, okay, wait, I'm still beat to this. Then at this point, you can go, you know what, whatever, I'll just turn back and start to pick up these pads. And then hopefully, you can be here with like, you know, 30 boost, 40 boost, whatever. And now when he comes off the wall, you could just play this touch here. And now there'd still be pressure on it because you wouldn't have had to totally leave the play. Because as you're picking up these pads here, you could have checked where your teammate was. And when you saw him like all the way back there still, you would have known that you could still stay up in this area rather than giving all this space to your opponents. Because now they're just like, oh, all right, cool. Well, they have all the space in the world to work with. Again, they're not going to do a whole lot with it, but it is certainly a lot of space that was given up to them. For not a whole lot of gain for us. Alright, be careful these overcommits. With these, it's important to understand, is there anything to gain from jumping from this? So I'm imagining like in your spot here, you see this ball floating towards your net, you see your teammate on low boost, so you're thinking, I'll jump up and shoot this ball and this guy won't expect it. The problem with like that thinking is he is probably going to notice that this guy can't get back to the ball. As soon as his boost runs out and he stops boosting, he is just gonna jump, and he's a lot closer to it than you. When you jump at a ball that your opponent is closer to, like we do here, we're just gonna leave ourselves in a world of trouble. So instead of doing this, this is where like patience and like composure in what we decide to challenge comes into play. And one of the biggest things that will help you get to GC and that area is just understanding that it's okay to let your opponents have a touch, if you know that that touch isn't going to be overly great. So like if we're just sitting on the ground here, we see our teammate clear the ball, he doesn't have any more touches, we're a little far away to really like get anything good out of it because we're just too far back. So let's just let Q take a touch and see what happens. Because what is he going to do? Like, okay, maybe he'll hit the ball towards the wall, sure. Like, he can't do anything threatening from that position, though. More than likely, he's just going to get one touch towards the wall or, like, over to that side of the field. And then he will have used most of his boost to do that, as we see. And if we were still on the ground, we could just go, oh, hey, thanks. And now we have a free ball. And now we'd be able to maintain offensive pressure. But instead, we dove in, and now we're in this horrible position where both of our players are in their final third, and both of their players are actually closer to our net than we are. Same thing here. This one's actually going to cost you possible possession. And then we use all the boosts we picked up anyway. So yeah, this is exactly why we avoid necessarily going for the big boost, because watch what happens here, and I'll talk through what you can do then after the fact, but you go all the way out here, you get this boost. Now you're like, okay, I'm super far away from the play, so now you use a bit of it, but now you're like, oh crap, I'm beat. And now you use almost, you know, the rest of it to get back here. Now you're up the wall, but you only have 36 boosts left. So it's like, oh, all right, cool. So I think you actually can win this ball. I think you actually can be first to this ball if you just take the 3 pads that are right in front of you, right here. If you just take at least these 2 pads on your way over, that guy's flipping in who knows what way. If you just go here, I think you win this. But instead you back off, because you want that full boost as opposed to just committing to staying involved in the play. And it means that now instead of your team having offensive possession, your opponents maintain it. Then, right here, I would try to avoid trying to force it back in the direction this came from, because you know there's going to be a challenge there. You just saw him, so you know that there's an opponent ready to challenge any ball that comes that way. So instead, catch this and take it around the other way. Like, if they want to chase you all the way over to the other side of the field, that's fine. But at least then you can kind of get eyes on where everybody is as you're carrying it across, and figure out what you need to do to get the ball around them. Plus, with being up by 2 with just under 3 minutes to go, we don't need to go forcing any challenges if we don't have to. If we have open space available to us, let's go ahead and take it. Another overcommit. Teammate luckily comes in, but look at how awkward your teammate is now, because he knows you overcommit, so now he's trying to buy time for you to be able to get back, but he's also on 0 boost. I don't think you need to turn here at all. Your teammate has the touch, let him have the touch. And then let him go on this again, because his momentum's already carrying him to this side. So the fact that you've turned here now just puts both you and him in the same spot. So now you're both here, so now you don't have any support for a pass, because he's literally right behind you. If you had just stayed mid, you could have had still that like 20, 30 boost, whatever you had, you'd be picking up more pads. And you could be the passing option for Sticks, instead of you both being over there with this touch now, doing absolutely nothing. And Sticks having to try to desperately buy time for you to get back in the play without allowing a counterattack. Good challenge there. And then again, same kind of exact thing. This one I think is going to result in a goal. Yep. Okay. So this one's a big thing that I see a lot, and it's players wanting to just try to force a play in a position where no play exists. So looking at this, like you roll this ball up the wall, you have 12 boost. There is no play that you can make that's going to put this ball in a favorable position. If you try to hit it mid, it's going to be weak. This guy's going to turn and immediately cut it off. What you should probably focus on doing here is you just keep this ball close. Like, just because you can make a touch here doesn't mean you have to. It's okay to drive up with this, let it float down, and just drive back down with it. And wait for this guy to turn and challenge you. Like, that's fine. Don't try to force a touch here, because all that's going to do is take you out of the play and give the ball directly to your opponents, as we see here. And now Sticks, thinking that you might have a play, moved up because he wanted to be able to support you. But now because he moved up wanting to be able to support you, and you gave the ball away, now he's also beat. And now it's just a goal. But that all comes down to us just giving the ball directly to them when we could have just kept it close. Don't dive. Yeah, this is just totally unnecessary. You're beat. He has full boost. Your teammate is, I think, in their opposite corner still. He sure is. Yeah, you can't dive. You have to realize where your teammate goes, and I think that's what happened. You just didn't realize that your teammate went to their corner. Like, you have to see that he's over here on 0 boost. Like, he's not going to be back. So if you go and lose, it's more or less probably in your net. So don't overcommit here. Just realize the time, the situation. Don't be too anxious. Same thing, too fast.
Yeah.
Let your teammate do his thing. You can even slow down right here. If you think your teammate's going to go for another touch, which it sure looks like he's landing in the area that he will probably want another touch, I would just wait around this area. Because again, if your opponent wins it, you can go play that. If your teammate wins it though, you can go play that too. Like, you don't need to go anywhere. You're chilling. Because then when this happens, you could actually jump in on it and keep the pressure on, but now again, it's over both your heads and now you're super awkward. That's fine. Good leave. I like that. Same thing. Too antsy. Just wait. I would pull back in net. Don't be this close to the front post. There's no threat of any kind of pass here. They're both there. So, like, what are they going to do? If you wait back, you have a 1v1. Actually, you have a 2v1 if you waited back. You have a free ball and teammate can go bump. You have, like, the most glorious twos opportunity ever right here. But instead, you're too close and the ball goes right over your head. Again, try to get back a little faster. You don't need this boost. I know you want it. Realistically, as soon as he gets a touch like this, turn down the wall, wave dash, get out. Just drive down this way and, like, take these pads here. And let your teammate challenge first, and then be back behind him. Because the fact that you're going all the way over here, again, if your teammate loses, you're actually quite lucky that Finn's not ready to shoot that ball. Because if he just shoots that right away, you're beat. It's probably another rush touch. Let's look at the position of the opponents and always ask ourselves, is there a reason that we need to jump for this? Is he challenging this ball?
No, he's not.
Is he challenging this ball?
No, he's not either.
He is probably going to start cutting across, so you're going to have to be aware of him, but don't just throw yourself at this. Unless you have confidence that you can get up to this ball and put it to the backboard and actually, like, put a shot on target, that I could see. But the ball is coming across so awkwardly and you don't have the angle for that, like, it's not going to happen. If you took more time, you could probably set that up. But instead, you just rush into the air and get the first touch you can. And it means that you're going to burn literally all of the boost that you picked up. Every last drop of it. To land on the wall and just give them the ball. Yeah. Which, again, luckily, what are they? Brilliant idea, guys. Wonderful control. They've done so well with this. Don't just dart around the field. You're chilling. They're doing who the heck knows over there. They are not in control of this ball. I don't know what's going on, but be aware of the fact that they're awkward as all get out. Like, what are they doing? Like, recognize that they are being weird and realize that this is not going to end well for them. So drive out. I would just grab this pad and grab this pad. Not that you need them, but just, you know, go this way. Hang out here. Recognize, oh, hey, teammate has a free touch. Why don't I just hang out in the midfield? Because again, from here, if it goes that way, I got it. If it goes over here, I got it. You're already darting all over to the mid boost again. The ball is very, like, sure, it might go that way, but if it goes anywhere else, you're again covering a whole lot more space. Back across. But if you waited here, watch this. Oh, hey. Oh, that's easy. We like that. Instead. So yeah, try to maintain positioning where you're in spots to support your teammate. If you run away from the play, you're going to miss out on opportunities like that, because you now just gave your opponent a free ball because you had to track all the way back across the field. And now it's like, oh, okay, well, this is great. Luckily, they hand it right back to you. So, you know, that's lovely, but definitely not the position we want to put ourselves in. Yeah. Oh, dear. So again here, start with pads. What you should do in these kinds of positions is you don't really know what's going on over here. It's unclear if your teammate's going to win this or if your opponent's going to win this. So before you just fully commit out to this, I would just grab this pad and this pad. Or at least this pad and see what's up. So the second you pick up this pad and see this, there's no shot I'm going to the corner. Because there's every chance my teammate's about to get beat. So I'll probably still grab this pad, but then I'm turning back to net. And then I'll just be here, and now I have an easy touch, because I'm already, like, coasting at a fairly controlled speed. The problem is, you kind of make the same play, but because you're going so far out, you do it a lot faster. So your speed is just full speed the whole time. So now, when you come back, you're going full speed. So now this touch is a lot harder to get, because you have to, like, hit the brakes, and now you're, like, trying to jump for it, and now you misread it. If your car's not moving that fast, it's going to be a whole heck of a lot easier. Also, now you just used all the boost that you picked up. So now you're up the wall on 0. This is another one where you can probably preserve a bit more boost. I don't think you realize how much space you have here. Like, Finn is all the way back there. As you land, as this challenge happens, use your right stick to look for where that other opponent is. Like, find out how much time you have. And if you see him just chilling out there, you have time. Pick up this pad and this pad, and now go control the ball up the wall. Don't go too fast, just control it nice and easy, and now you'd at least have some boost to play with. Instead, you go as fast as possible, you just bang it away from yourself, and now you're on 0, and, you know, not a great spot to be in. Important to recognize space. Don't just pop the ball back up to the backboard up here, because neither you nor your teammate is going to be able to go for that. Your teammate, I hope, will not be driving directly back into you, because he should see you here and should, like, go this way. In this kind of position, play the ball up the wall. Like, just roll it that way, get this boost, up the wall you go. Now you have a play. Good look to bump this guy if he's still on the backboard. Your teammate has enough boost to possibly circle back into the midfield, but try to maintain possession of the ball here. Don't do that, because now it's again just opened up a chance for your opponents to be able to come take the ball. Granted, they have absolutely no boost. Not a single drop of boost between them, but you have given them a chance. Oh, great bump. Teammate score it? Nice. That is a really good bump at the end of the game. Teammate, I don't think was expecting it. I think he was expecting the clear, but very nice decision to recognize you don't have a play on the ball and just go take that player out. I love that. Playing at a high rank in Rocket League is not as difficult as you might think. Realistically, it all comes down to your understanding of where a play is going and positioning yourself off of that information to give yourself and your team the best chance to be successful. So in your guys' own games, make sure you focus on not running around the field too quickly, taking a look at where the ball is most likely to go, and focus on positioning in such ways that you can respond to anything that happens on the field. Of course, thank you everybody so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who made it to this point in the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below, so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, once again, if you're interested in some one-on-one coaching of your own, or perhaps you just like to be a bit more involved in the community we're building here, feel free to check out my Discord, which is again linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.
Thank you.